As many may know, Mountain Dew has released a lot of flavors throughout the years, and in the past 10 years or so, they've been doing multiple drops a year to constantly give fans new things to try and bring back old flavors that new fans never got the chance to drink. Every year past a certain point usually had a mix of completely new flavors along with old fan favorites. So in today's video, I'll be going over the many Dew flavors released through the years, along with other cool side stuff to come to a conclusion on which year was the best year to be a Dew fan. Of course, my bias is going to show through this video, so just know these are just my thoughts and opinions, so you may disagree, and that's okay. Just a few quick things before we start. I will try my hardest not to leave out any flavors, but if I do, just know it's probably because I didn't think they were that significant, or there's only so much information on them. There's going to be a couple of flavors that fans love, but I never got to try, so I'll be using popular opinion for said flavors. And finally, this video will mostly be focused on the actual Mountain Dew soda line, and not so much its spin-offs like Amp Game Fuel or Rise. Well, if we're talking about the most significant year of Mountain Dew, it could be argued that 1954 takes the cake because that's when PepsiCo first released the flavor to the world. The company was looking for a way to compete with Sprite, Coca-Cola's hot new citrus drink consumers were loving, so they made their own citrus beverage that would turn potential customers their way. So in a way, one could say 1954 belongs in S tier due to how it started everything, but that seems too high considering it's just one flavor and not even their best flavor in my opinion, so we'll just move on from here. Alright, so we're going to be taking a big leap from 1954 all the way to the early/mid 2000s. Why? Well, there was like 2 different flavors released between these 2 time periods, and there's only so much history about them and no one really knows them, so they're fairly insignificant in the history of this soft drink. So we're going to skip ahead to the 21st century, where Mountain Dew, at first, released new flavors here and there, then things really started to pick up in the 2010s. In this section, I'm going to group together all the flavors during this time period to make this section more organized, as going from year to year during this time would be kind of boring and monotonous, and to make things more fair with rankings, and that'll become clear as this video goes on, so let's get back to the flavors released during this time. First, Mountain Dew dropped their newest flavor Code Red in 2001, a cherry flavored spin on their iconic beverage. Livewire in 2003, an orange flavored twist on the citrusy drink, then Baja Blast and Pitch Black in 2004, a tropical lime and grape flavored Dews. Pitch Black 2, a follow-up to the Halloween themed drink, came out in 2005, with this flavor having a sour additive to it. Alright, so that's about it for this section. How do all these flavors stack up, and where would I rank it? Well, personally, I'm not a big fan of Code Red or Livewire. I feel like they're underwhelming flavors that don't really work with the OG flavor of Mountain Dew that well, or stand out as strong sodas. But on the other hand, Baja Blast and Pitch Black are top tier flavors that are so tasty and very important to many Dew fans. Not to mention, Baja Blast has always been available to Taco Bell customers ever since its first release in 2004. It would become a fairly big part of the soda's history, including multiple events and store releases throughout the years, which we'll get into later. If you want a more in-depth look at Baja Blast history, I have a video that goes over just that, every major and minor event included. Getting back to it, while Pitch Black has only seen a couple of releases throughout the years, fans can't seem to get enough of this flavor, as there's always been outcry to get it back into stores, which, well, didn't work out so well, but that's for later. Let's get into where this year would rank. In my opinion, I would put this era into B tier. Baja Blast and Pitch Black are pretty good flavors, with both flavors having their own unique and cool histories. And they're both permanent in the US, and while I'm not the biggest fan of this flavor, Code Red has made a name for itself, and I think majority of Dew fans like it, so it certainly belongs on the permanent lineup. Livewire isn't as flavorful or as popular as these other flavors, so it doesn't really do much towards this year's ranking. So in other words, Baja Blast and Pitch Black give this year a huge boost, with Code Red having a bit of influence, and Livewire not doing anything. So that's why it's in B tier. On to the next section, we'll be talking about flavors from 2007 all the way to 2011. The reason for that is there was a good amount of Dews released during this time as the company was experimenting with fan involvement. We'll talk about that in just a second. Let's talk about the flavors, and you'll see what I mean by my previous statement. 2007 saw the first ever drop of the Game Fuel line, with the citrus cherry flavor promoting the release of Halo 3. Then, in 2008, Dew experimented with one of the biggest events ever, even to this day, called Dewmocracy. In this contest, Dew released 3 flavors designed by fans, which would be released in stores for about an 8-week period, so people could go out and try the flavors, then get to the Democracy website and vote on which one they want to stay as a permanent addition to the Dew line. The flavors were Revolution, a radically tasty wild berry mixture, Supernova, an explosion of melon strawberry flavor, and Voltage, a raspberry charged drink with ginseng. While Revolution was leading for a little bit, the poll turned in Voltage's favor, and sure enough, the electric flavor won the contest. It was made available in stores permanently, and I'm sure most of you watching, if not all, have seen and even tried this flavor. This event was so popular, Dew tried the same thing again 2 years later in 2010 with Democracy 2. It was the same concept as last time. 3 Dews designed by fans made their ways into stores, so people could try them and vote for their favorite flavor. This time, we had Typhoon, a thrashing taste of tropical punch, Distortion, a wicked lime concoction, and Whiteout, a smooth citrus flavor, whatever that means, which was crowned the winner after the contest was over. Of course, not every Dew fan was happy with these results. So, in 2011, the company brought back Supernova and Typhoon, although the latter was only available at Walmart's in 2 liters, for those that couldn't get enough of those tasty treats. They also brought back Pitch Black since fans were begging Mountain Dew to drink their beloved grape-flavored beverage one more time. If you thought 2 big events that each created a new addition to the Dew line was big, well, you'd be right, but Pepsi wasn't done just yet, as 2011 also saw another contest named Fandumonium, although I'm sure not every fan was hyped for this one. While this contest did have a lot of marketing, social media engagement, and even had more limited time flavors released in markets than the last 2 democracies, all the flavors were diet, which is a shame because the totally new flavors like Crave and Ultraviolet sounded pretty damn tasty, but hampered down by that nasty fake sugar. The winning flavor was Diet Supernova, but it didn't last long because, like, a couple of months after the contest was over, it was already off store shelves despite being a permanent flavor. Oh, one more thing. In 2009, there was another game fuel flavor called Wild Fruit to promote World of Warcraft. So this time period was certainly a lot more eventful than the previous discussed one, and as such, this one is definitely going up to S tier. First of all, one of the best ever flavors to fans and non-fans alike released to US markets, and would see yearly releases up to a certain point. And secondly, not only did fans get 3 different events that introduced them to some great flavors, but these contests allow for 3 new permanent additions to the lineup fans could get whenever they wanted and engage with the community and be part of Dew history. Until they couldn't, of course, but we'll get to that later. Then at the very end, a few of the fan favorites got a second win to go out with a bang. Overall, fans got a taste of some really good new and old flavors, along with the chance to participate in the multiple decision contest. So of course, I had to put this one all the way up the tier list. Alright, this next time period lasts from 2012 all the way to 2016. Afterwards, we will be doing this year by year. 2012 was the year Batman The Dark Knight came out, so as a promotional tie-in, Mountain Dew created a dark berry drink with the movie artwork wrapped around the bottles and cans. Personally, I never got to try this flavor, but it seems a lot of those that did get it quite enjoyed it, so I'm just gonna take their word for it. Remember when Taco Bell brought forth Baja Blast to consumers back in 2004? Well, in 2013, they decided to release another exclusive drink called Sangria Blast, and let me tell ya, this one was one of the best. Not only was the citrus punch flavor so tasty and addictive, but it was also one of the most unique tasting dews ever. Like, there's only one other flavor I've tried that ever came close to how this one tasted. As I was making this video, I looked at my previous video where I ranked every Mountain Dew I've tried as reference material, and I noticed I placed Sangria Blast in B tier, and honestly, it probably needs to be an S tier now that I've had time to really think it over. 2014 only saw 2 new releases, but it was a huge year for Mountain Dew fans. Why? Well, the then Taco Bell exclusive Baja Blast came to stores for the first time ever in bottles and cans. Fans were waiting for this moment their entire life, to finally stock up on their favorite nectar of the gods without having to buy large cups over and over again from Taco Bell. All they had to do now was go to their local grocery store, grab some 12 packs, and sit back and sip the heavenly flavor. Well, sort of. it was only available for the summer of 2014. So while it sucked it was only available for a few months, it was nice for Taco Bell to allow such a thing. There was even a sweepstakes event where customers could scan codes and play a mobile game in order to earn points they could redeem for some cool Baja Blast merch. 2015 also saw another Baja Blast release during the summer, and this time, Sangria Blast joined its Taco Bell buddy on store shelves, so yeah, definitely one of the best summers of my life. 2016 also saw a Baja Blast store release, so at this point, it was an annual thing, but this release was quite different than the last two. On April 20th, 2016, Mountain Dew pitted Baja Blast and Pitch Black against each other in an event known as Discussiom 2016, where fans could go to the contest website and vote for which drink they wanted to stay on store shelves permanently. Ultimately, Pitch Black won the contest and stayed on store shelves for a bit, but in any case, having two fan favorite flavors come back at the same time was a great time for every Dew fan, considering how legendary both are in the Dew fandom. And of course, Game Fuel had a new flavor for each of these years, so I'll just quickly describe my feelings about them since I've already kinda dug into Game Fuel multiple times here. Electrifying Berry. I vaguely remember it being a strong berry flavor that was pretty damn good. Lemonade. Didn't have this one. Heard it was good though. Berry Lime. My absolute favorite Game Fuel ever. Perfection at its core, and the design with the Blackout Streak game art was the cherry on top. Mango Heat. Not bad, but brutally hampered by the half sugar crap. Oh yeah, Mountain Dew for a short period of time was putting an artificial sweetener in their new Dew flavors that half the sugar amount, but man, it really hurt the quality of these flavors. Overall, I'd say this era belongs in A tier. The annual Baja releases were awesome and made just about every Dew fan happy. Decision 2016 was such a hype event for old fans that waited for Pitch Black to return, and new fans that wanted to give the classic great drink a try, and most of the new Game Fuels were good. The only reason I demote this down a tier is this year was when they started using the half sugar crap in the new flavors, and it was absolutely awful to every Dew fan during that time. No one liked this change. Okay, I know I said I was going to do things year by year from now, but I'm going to slightly break that rule by grouping 2017 and 2018 as one entry. If I included 2017 in with the last group, it would have had one too many flavors to be fair in my opinion. And 2018 saw like 2 new releases, so it can't stand out on its own, so try and meet me halfway as I tie these two together. Anyways, 2017 certainly was a letdown from the previous years. Baja Blast did not come back this year, marking it as the only year since 2014 where the then Taco Bell exclusive did not release in stores. Instead, we got Dew SA. Let me list my grievances against this drink. First of all, it replaced an irreplaceable drink, so that's strike number 1. Secondly, it wasn't even a completely new flavor, it was just a mixture of 3 flavors, Code Red, Whiteout, and Voltage, which people could go out and enjoy without it being muddled by an awkward mixture. Third, the flavor just did not work, and the half sugar shit didn't help either, so yeah, that's why I have a vendetta against Dew SA. Game Fuel was also, not surprisingly, watered down by the half sugar shit, which is a real shame to me because the Arctic Ice and Tropical Smash flavors were decent enough flavors, but they couldn't live up to their full potential because of Dew's poor decision. 2017 also saw the release of Holiday Brew, a mixture of the original flavor with Code Red. I don't know why Dew released 2 flavor mixtures in the same year, and this flavor sucks for the same reason Dew SA sucks. It's a weird mixture that's made worse with the half sugar stuff. 2017 started off slow, but did perk itself back up. First up on the Dew calendar was Mountain Dew Ice, another nasty half sugar drink, and guess what? It was a permanent addition for a few years, lucky us. Okay, that's over exaggerated. Ice didn't taste bad or anything, but it was just a standard lemon lime drink that tasted close to Sprite and Sierra Mist. It didn't have that punch or spark that came with just about every other flavor. Not to mention, the company was banking on this one to be big, but fans weren't really impressed by it. While Ice was quite mediocre, the summer of 2018 saw the return of Baja Blast to stores, and oh boy, was that a much needed release after all the crap of 2017. Dew decided to have another crack at a holiday flavor, so they came up with Merry Mashup, a festive cranberry flavor for all the boys and girls on the nice list. Now, this was a good attempt at a holiday flavor, as it took something that actually works with the citrusy drink and made it tasty. It didn't have to be an awkward mixture of previous flavors. Just a spoiler alert, this is like the only good holiday flavor, so expect all the other festive Dews to go downhill from here. This one would probably go in D tier. Baja Blast return in 2018 was very refreshing, and Merry Mashup was a good flavor, and the only good holiday flavor. But do I say, one of the worst Mountain Dews replacing one of the best Mountain Dews was such a slap in the face to every Dew fan. Ice being a letdown considering how generic it was and how much the company was pushing for it to be big, and the hash sugar stuff neutered the hell out of these flavors, so yeah, these 2 years were the worst ones so far. Luckily, 2019 was a big step up from the last 2 years, so let's get right into it. Early 2019 saw the release of Cyclone, a volatile citrus punch flavor only at Speedway. A pretty good flavor in my opinion, and it also tasted a lot like Sangria Blast, which, as a Dew fan, I really liked. In the summer of 2019, Dew dropped Liberty Brew as a way to try another patriotic flavor since the release of Dew SA in 2017, and it worked way better this time. Not only was this flavor completely new, and not a mixture of 3 Dews consumers could just buy and enjoy each of their own flavors, Liberty Brew was pretty damn tasty. In September of 2019, Dew released Voodoo, a mystery flavor that wasn't revealed until after Halloween. It was candy corn for anybody wondering, but to me, it tasted more like an orange creamsicle. Not that I'm complaining or anything, I enjoyed just about everything about this flavor, including its taste, its design, and its gimmick. It had been 14 years since Dew released a Halloween-themed flavor, and I'd say this was a good comeback. Alright, one more flavor. Mountain Dew dropped Maui Burst, a pineapple explosion, only at Dollar General. It's a pretty good drink, and a pretty unique one, in that since the company had never really messed with pineapple flavors before then, it also became a permanent staple to Dollar Generals all across America. So, while 2019 had some great flavors that most fans were pleased with, it wasn't all rainbows and sunshine. You see, Mountain Dew had to limit the sales of 2 of their permanent flavors, Pitch Black and Whiteout, due to how poor they were performing. Despite winning their respective contests, the company had to discontinue them nationwide, because otherwise, they would be losing a lot of money making flavors only so many people were buying. Both flavors would only be sold in the Midwest, as only a select few bottlers were going to make the Dews for the people in those areas that actually bought those flavors. I would probably put this year in B tier. All the new flavors were great and all, but losing Pitch Black and Whiteout was such a sad sight for many Dew fans, including myself. So, as much as I love Liberty Brew and Maui Burst, they can only elevate this year so much when such a devastating loss was dealt to all of this fandom. 2020 was surprisingly more fruitful than its preceding year, considering what happened during that time. April 2020, Mountain Dew dropped Frostbite into Walmart stores only, and I'm not gonna lie, this one was a letdown. I remember seeing the leaked renders of this flavor on the Dew Drinker Discord and getting so excited about this flavor due to its description and sick-ass artwork, but when I actually tasted it, it was quite mediocre. Not a bad flavor, but it wasn't bold enough or had enough flavor to really make it a worthwhile soda. Another exclusive dropped right after, known as Southern Shock, a charged citrus punch only at Bojangles. This was a decent enough flavor, but I just find it kind of weird that it didn't really work hand in hand with the fried chicken at Bojangles. I'm not saying it tasted bad with the food, I'm just saying it didn't really enhance it, which is something I kind of expect from all restaurant exclusives due to Baja Blast setting such a precedent. If 2 exclusives wasn't enough for you, Mountain Dew Spark released in August 2020 at Speedway gas stations. I'm not the biggest fan of this flavor, but it was good enough, and I will say, the blend between the raspberry and lemon parts of this drink worked quite well, so I had to give Dew top marks for that one. I guess Voodoo did good enough in 2019 because they released another in 2020, meaning another mystery flavor fans speculated on until Dew revealed the flavor as Fruit Candy Explosion on Halloween. I guess this gimmick did well every single year because it kept coming back until 2024, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And all the way at the end, we have Merry Mashup again, and I already told you my thoughts about this one, so let's get on to the conclusion. I would put 2020 into C tier. Frostbite was a meltdown, Spark wasn't bad, but really not that great, but all the rest of the flavors from that year were good, but nothing spectacular, so there's only so much they can do to raise the roof. 2021 picked things back up again, and man, this year is a strong contender for the best year for Mountain Dew fans, so let's dig into its history. 2021 started off strong with Major Melon, a striking watermelon flavor, something Dew has never done before, and majority of fans seem to like the flavor. After Major Melon, Dew SA saw a return, and luckily this time, it was full sugar, so fans could enjoy how the flavor was supposed to taste, although in my opinion it still wasn't that great. Now, the summer of 2021 was definitely the peak of this year in my opinion. Let me tell you why. First of all, Baja Blast came back, but it wasn't alone. Dude decided to drop 2 other Baja flavors this year, Baja Flash, a Russia pina colada flavor on the tongue, and Baja Punch, a powerful citrus punch mixture. And these were definitely the best Baja flavors they dropped so far in my opinion. Not only were there 3 flavors for fans to enjoy, but they can punch in the codes on the bottom of the 20-ounce bottle caps on the Summer of Baja website for chances to win some sick Baja merch. In July of 2021, Dew had a sweepstakes on their Twitter page. Once fans entered, they had a chance of winning 2 cans of the birthday cake flavor Cake Smash. And since I won that contest and still have a can of it, I get to weigh in my opinion of it. It's exactly how you think it tastes, so really not that great. It has like a chocolate flavor to it. It's a little weird. If you thought exclusives were off the table for this year, well, you're in for a bad time because we got a few to discuss here before ending this section. I'm gonna be a bit quicker with these ones, so let's just get on with it. Dark Berry Bash, only at Applebee's. Not good. It was a watered down version of Voltage. Thrashed Apple, only at Kroger's. Very flavorful, and I loved it due to being a big fan of anything green apple flavored. And Uproar, only at Food Lion. A good flavor, but I would have thought it'd taste more different than the other berry flavors due to the inclusion of a kiwi flavor in this one. Alright, there's one more 2021 flavor we need to discuss, and this one's an oddball, so get ready. Mountain Dew wanted to release another holiday flavor, but they didn't want to re-release Merry Mashup another time. No, they wanted something that was unique, but also fit in with Christmas. So, they made Gingerbread Snapped. I know that sounds disgusting, but in all honesty, it wasn't that bad of a flavor. It had hints of gingerbread in it, but otherwise it had more of a lemony taste to it. Just be lucky you didn't have to drink the original version of this drink that looked like liquid dookie. Seriously, look at this design and tell me this is appetizing. Despite Gingerbread Snap, 2021 was pretty good all things considered, so I'd give it A tier. There's only like 3 flavors I didn't care for in 2021, and they're made up for considering some of the great flavors released during this time like Thrashed Apple, the new Bajas, and Uproar. The contests like the Cake Smash sweepstakes and Summer of Baja were really cool for fans that wanted some extra swag, so overall, not the best year, but it's certainly up there with the greats. So, with how good 2021 was, how does 2022 stack up? Well, spoiler alert, it's a very mixed bag, so let's just go through all the flavors first. So, this next flavor was actually a Dew store exclusive, but was later released in stores for a limited time only. Yeah, the company thought it'd be a good idea to drop Flamin' Hot for everyday consumers to buy at their local grocery store because everybody loves to taste nasty ass cough syrup when drinking Mountain Dew, right? Yeah, not only was Flamin' Hot absolutely terrible in the taste department, but it didn't sell well either, with multiple stores selling these bad boys at such a low price. Well, after the terrible Flamin' Hot catastrophe, Mountain Dew did the complete opposite and released a flavor that was not only really good, but did well and still does well sales-wise. I'm of course talking about Purple Thunder, which dropped in April 2022, exclusive at Circle K gas stations. This is easily one of my favorite flavors. I absolutely love it. And it seems others really like it too, as not only did 12-pack cans come out a year later, but Kroger wanted in on the success. So, in 2023, they brought the flavor to their stores. Another reason I know it did so well was I would often hit up a Circle K that was on my way home from my first semester of college, and oftentimes, I would go to the soda fridge to pick up a bottle, only to be treated with everything but Purple Thunder in stock. Defeated, but not completely done, I made my way to the soda machine where I would try and dispense the deliciousness into my cup, only for straight water to come out instead, indicating all the syrup for that flavor was gone. After Purple Thunder, another exclusive flavor known as Legend, a mythical dark berry drink, became available only at Buffalo Wild Wings. I thought it was a decent enough flavor, but the aftertaste wasn't so great. You know, a lot of people compared Purple Thunder and Legend to Pitch Black so often in the Mountain Dew subreddit and Dew Drinker Discord that Tastes Like Pitch Black became a meme in both communities. So, Mountain Dew decided to take another crack at releasing a flavor exclusively from their Dew store. This time, it was the fan favorite Typhoon, and while it was nice that fans got to try the tropical flavor again, they had their doubts. You see, the last 2 Dew drops had technical and zip code issues that made it overly difficult to purchase them, if you even could purchase them, as many, including myself, tried to buy Flamin' Hot when it was on the Dew store. but the servers kept crapping out and many couldn't finish the sale. Luckily, Mountain Dew fixed this issue, and fans were pleased to have a batch of Typhoon come straight to their door. I don't mean to advertise or anything, but I have a great video that goes over this whole thing that I think you might like if you're enjoying this video, so go check it out if you're interested. Another citrus punch flavor was available during 2022 and onwards, known as Overdrive, exclusive to Casey's around the USA. It was good, that's all I had to say. Alright, now we got something real big. 2022 saw another release of Baja flavors, with Baja Gold, a precious pineapple treasure, and Mango Gem, a valuable mango rarity, and the sweepstakes also returned. However, the grand prize was crazy this year. Once fans entered in a code for each of the 3 flavors, they would enter to win Baja Deep Dive, a mystery flavor from the depths of the deep ocean. It had a sick design, and its allure was so appealing that fans felt obligated to go out of their way to make sure they would win this special 6-pack. I won this sweepstakes, and let me tell you, winning and then receiving this Dew was like the best moment of being a Dew fan for me. Winning this flavor was also the best part of it because it didn't taste so great. Yeah, the new Baja flavors of 2022 weren't spectacular. Mango Gem wasn't strong enough and didn't provide enough of a kick typical of Mountain Dew. Deep Dive tasted like an odd mixture of Baja Blast and Pitch Black. Some call it a blueberry flavor. And Baja Gold wasn't bad, but it tasted quite similar to Maui Burst, which was permanent at this time. So while the sweepstakes were cool, the flavors were nothing to write home about. I'm just gonna be quick with voodoos from now on. 4 was Sour Candy Explosion. It was alright, this is like a sour voltage. Speaking of voodoo, they also re-released the first 3 flavors on the Dew store in a special 6-pack, and this would be the last time the Dew store was used for releasing flavors. Like the year beforehand, 2022 also had a disgusting holiday flavor known as Fruitquake, a shaking fruitcake disgrace. Let my friend sum it up for you.
Fruitcake flavor, bro, this shit looks like dog shit, bro. That literally looks like somebody pissed their fucking malnourished piss in a bottle, bro. That looks like somebody ain't drank water for 3 years and then took a piss of their fucking alcoholic piss in there, bro. Come on now.
Okay, I'm being dramatic here. In all honesty, Fruitquake wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that great either. I mean, the concept and drink color really don't create an appetizing appeal, and the cherry and apple flavor really didn't mesh that well together. So yeah, this was one of the most underwhelming flavors of Dew to me. 2022 was a mixed bag for me, so I'm putting it in C tier. Purple Thunder, the exciting Dew store drops, and winning Deep Dive were all pretty cool things for a Dew fan to experience. But this year also had Flamin' Hot, Fruitquake, and the subpar Baja flavors, so some high highs and low lows. While 2022 was mixed, 2023 brought back the boom. First of all, one of the most iconic fan favorite flavors came back at the start of the year. That's right, Pitch Black was Dew's first release of 2023, and fans couldn't be more pleased their favorite dark berry drink was back with a new slick design based around space. Next up was Summer Freeze. Yeah, Dew had another try at a patriotic flavor among the likes of Dew USA and Liberty Brew, and let me tell ya, this was certainly the best one out of the USA flavors. The drink tasted pretty close to a summer popsicle, but it wasn't overpowering or too sweet. It hit the combination just right. It made for an excellent summer beverage, perfect for sunny days. Over the summer of 2023, Mountain Dew released 2 more Baja flavors, and while they were good, they didn't beat 2021's lineup. My main problem lied within Passion Fruit Punch, since it tasted pretty close to Purple Thunder, an already permanent flavor that was also superior to this beverage. The sweepstakes weren't as cool either, with the grand prize being a $100 Taco Bell gift card, which, don't get me wrong, that is nice, but nothing compared to winning an exclusive flavor. Voodoo 5, not bad, probably my 3rd favorite Voodoo. To top off 2023, Mountain Dew brought back an iconic flavor that hadn't seen the light of day in years. Game Fuel Citrus Cherry, and alongside it, a new Game Fuel known as Mystic Punch. I already said my piece about Citrus Cherry, so Mystic Punch was good, nothing really that spectacular, but I enjoyed the flavor a lot, and I think it's fairly unique among other flavors. I'd probably put this year in A tier. While there weren't a lot of releases this year, the ones that did come out were pretty damn good, so enough to get to A tier, but not enough for S tier. 2024 was also a pretty good year for Dew. It had been 20 years since the release of Baja Blast, and to celebrate, Mountain Dew made the flavor permanent to purchase in stores. No more yearly releases, it was here to stay. The Baja flavors this year were alright, better than 2022's, and were fairly unique taste, but I just wasn't the biggest fan of them. There also wasn't really a sweepstakes with this one. While the Baja flavors weren't that great, the patriotic flavors that followed were there was Freedom Fusion, a freeing flavor of lemonade and peach, and Star Spangled Burst, a liberating red berry punch. Both had kick and were great flavors. Liberty Brew from 2019 also returned under the name Liberty Chill, so even more greatness to this lineup. After the American flavors, Infinite Swirl, a berry/pineapple mixture, released to 7-Eleven and Speedway gas stations, and man, is this one good. Easily one of my favorite flavors. I'm so sad it's gone now. Voodoo 6. It was Pink Starburst. My least favorite Voodoo. The flavor just didn't work. It was too grating on the palate. To wrap things up, Citrus Cherry returned once more, and accompanying it was Citrus Blackberry. Not only was it nice to see the iconic game feel return, but Citrus Cherry was pretty good too. Well, at least to me. It tasted like a better version of Legend. I'd probably also put this one in A tier. Most of the flavors were pretty good, although the Baja Sweepstakes and Voodoo weren't that cool this time. 2025 will be our last stop for discussion, and I'm just gonna be quick about them. No beating around the bush. Baja Cabo Citrus, released in spring of this year, as a tropical citrus punch do. Jeez, where have I heard that before? Anyways, I didn't really like this flavor. It was kinda bitter and didn't have too much of a punch. Infinite Swirl and Summer Freeze came back for a limited time, which was ever so delightful for me. Dragon Fruit, a self-explanatory flavor, was made permanent only at Walmart's and quickly became one of my favorite flavors. It takes a second to get used to the mixture, but afterwards, it has such a nice sweet flow that swims down the esophagus so smoothly. It's also one of the most unique dews in my opinion. Its tartness is unlike any other. Mango Rush was okay. I'm not really the biggest fan of spicy sodas, and while this one didn't really have any heat to it, it still didn't bode that well with me. Baja Midnight is pretty much a reskin version of Baja Passion Fruit Punch, which, if you forgot, is a B tier flavor to me. I unfortunately didn't get to try this flavor, so I can only go based on popular opinion, but Maverick had their own flavor called Honeydew, another self-explanatory flavor description, and it seems the majority of fans liked it, so I'll just put it in A tier. Then last but not least, there was a trolley flavor variant that I wasn't a fan of at all due to its zero sugar nature, so this one goes in D tier. You know, maybe that one was last and least. 2025 wasn't the best year for Dew anyway, because at the tail end of the year, Mountain Dew discontinued Purple Thunder, Overdrive, Maui Burst, and Honeydew completely. All 4 good flavors gone forever. Well, maybe not forever, but certainly not for the foreseeable future. They also canceled Game Fuel, those bastards. There were a few good flavors here though, so all things considered, I'd say this was a C tier year. Alright, well, that's every year so far. I can't really include 2026 in here because, well, it's a long way from being done, so let's just go back and focus on the years that shine bright. Well, the highest ranking era/year was the late 2000s/early 2010s, as it was the only one that made it into S tier, and for good reason. Being a Dew fan during this time had to have been so satisfying, considering the really cool democracies that had large amounts of fan engagement, most of the flavors were pretty good, and 3 new Dews became permanent additions along with an annual Game Fuel release. Alright, so 2007 to 2011 won, but let's talk about the best year for Dew. And I'm not going to beat around the bush, I'm just going to crown 2021. There were so many flavors that came out this year, and most of them were pretty good, and adding in all the little sweepstakes gives this year the edge in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, 2016 and 2023 had great flavors, and 2016 even had the Decision event, but it lacked the amount of good flavors like 2021, and 2023 didn't really have any cool events to the new flavors, or should I say, they weren't as cool. And for funsies, let's talk about the worst year, which would be 2017/2018, considering how it was the only one to find itself in D tier. Seriously, what the hell were they thinking replacing Baja Blast, one of the best drinks on earth, with Dew SA, a half-sugar mixture that doesn't even come close to the Taco Bell exclusive's godlike status. Speaking of half-sugar mixtures, that was the other thing during this time that was just so dumb and really hampered the Dew experience for a lot of fans. Alright, well, that's Mountain Dew through the years and which years were better than others. Now, I know a lot of you probably don't agree with what I said, so let me know what you think was the best year for fans or some of your favorite Dew moments throughout the years. Thank you all for watching, and let's hope for a bright future for upcoming Mountain Dew flavors.